Hi and welcome to another Build With Me project. In this project series we're going to be building this digital clock. This is available as a kit. The link where I got it will be down in the description, and we're going to take this step by step and build it together. First of all, let's have a little look at what comes as a part of this kit. We have a strip of SMD LEDs, a really long strip of SMD LEDs. I think these are a different color. USB power lead, and then a little bag of components. Let's see what's in here. We have a microcontroller. We'll take a closer look at that in a little bit. A little speaker, buzzer, reservoir capacitor, microphone, a battery holder for a little lithium cell. We have our USB socket, some resistors, I presume. Yeah, I think those are resistors. More resistors, some capacitors, another value of resistor. We have some various nuts and bolts. We have a little thermistor for temperature sensing. We have a couple of little transistors, by the looks of things. An LED, it looks like an RGB LED. A little tiny crystal. This is probably a 32 kilohertz clock crystal. And what have we got here? Another little, that's probably the real-time clock chip there. And then our nuts and bolts. Then we've got a stack of various perspex or acrylic parts. Got that. One with cutouts for all the digits. A solid piece. What looks like a self-adhesive sticker, or two stickers. And then our PCB, which we'll take a look at a bit closer in just a minute. So let's just zoom in a bit and we can have a closer look at some of these components. So we have these resistors, 1, 0 and 3 zeros, so that's 10K. What have we got for these? 1, 0 and 5 zeros. That's, I think, 1 meg. 202, so that's 2, 0 and 2 zeros, so that's 2K. And we've got these capacitors, no value written on either side, but as it's the only surface mount capacitor, we presume that there's only one value. We've got a surface mount electrolytic capacitor. We have our little crystal here. May not be able to read what's on there. Let's have a look at our microcontroller. There's the model number for that. For all you playing along at home. And then we've got, we can't quite read what is on that. It's upside down. DS 1307. So yes, that's a real-time clock. Our little thermistor, I don't think there's any markings on that, but that's what that looks like. It looks like a thermistor. We've got our circuit board. Let's just zoom out a little bit. As you can see, this is the side that has all the LEDs on them to make up all of the segments of the different digits. And then on the other side, space for our battery. Obviously our mic. I would say that's probably for the thermistor, I presume, TR. Microcontroller. And our real-time clock. Interestingly, on this, no indication on the real-time clock as to which orientation the chip is in, or which is pin 1. Possibly this one with the dot at it, but not necessarily. Don't know what this is or why it's there. So as you can see, white finished solder mask. So we'll have a bit of fun putting this one together. Let's have a look at the instructions that are part of this kit. So it actually comes with some reasonably comprehensive instructions, and of course says to please carefully read the entire production process and then do it will be better. Good advice to read the instructions first. Now in this kit, it's instructing us to assemble and solder in the LEDs on the front side of the board first. And it's saying specifically to start with these outer LEDs that are not part of the each individual digit, because these outer ones are a different color. Tells us how to distinguish between positive and negative. That's quite a small distinction. These are small parts, so we will zoom in nice and close to be able to make sure that we get these the right way around. And so it goes through doing all of the LEDs, and then it moves on to the component side of the PCB to do everything else. Gives some reasonable instructions as to how these are all to go together, and we shall see and do our best to try and follow these instructions. Just giving these all a little show so that just in case they take the instructions down, because this was just a link, they weren't physically provided, it was a link. Just in case that link goes down, then at least you can follow on these. And then back down to the beginning again. So that's just a brief overview of what comes in this kit. Next, we will get on to actually populating these LEDs onto this side of the circuit board.